Okay, Lekkutei Amarim, chapter 53. In today's lesson, in the second temple, with no tablets, the Shechinah resided in a lower form, relative to the world level. Thereafter, post-temple, it is manifest through study of halacha and performance of mitzvahs. As for the second temple, in which the ark and the tablets did not repose, these being among the 5 things found in the first temple and lacking in the second. Our rabbis of blessed memory said that the Shechinah did not abide there. This means not that, God forbid, the Shechinah did not abide there at all. Rather, it speaks of the category of the Shechinah which used to abide in the first temple was not in the manner of the ordinary descent of the worlds. It was this level of Shechinah that did not abide in the second temple, but only a far lesser level. So let me say the Hebrew. Ubavaya sheni shelo hayavoy ha'arein v'haluchos amru Rabbi Sein Zakrinam Livracha Shalai Ha'asa Shechinah Shara Boy Perush Madrega Shechinah Shahasa Shoira Babayis Rishon Shalai Kederech Hishtaushlis Ha'oilamos. It was this level of Shechinah that did not abide in the second temple, but only a far lesser level. But in the second temple it abided according to the order of gradual descent of Malchus of atzilus, vested in Malchus of Bria, and the latter in Malchus of Yetzirah, and the latter in the shrine of the Holy of Holies of Assiyah, that shrine being Chabad of Assiyah. Eila b'vayasheni hasa shoira kaderech hishtausulus v'hislabshus Malchus de atzilus b'malchus de Bria v'debria b'malchus de Yetzirah v'de Yetzirah v'heichal kadshei kadashim da'asiyah v'kadshei kadashim da'asiyah haya mishlabesh v'kadshei kadashim shabeis hamikdash shalamata v'shar sabo Shechinah Malchus de Yetzirah hamlubeshes b'kadshei kadashim da'asiyah. And the Holy of Holies of Assiyah was clothed in the Holy of Holies of the temple below. In it rested the Shechinah. An example, Malchus of Yetzirah, which is clothed in the Holy of Holies of Assiyah. Therefore, because the Shechinah resided in the temple's Holy of Holies, no man was permitted to enter there except the priest on Yom Kippur. And since the destruction of the temple of which the sanctuary was part, God resides in the shrine of Holy of Holies of Torah and the mitzvahs. For as mentioned earlier, the Shechinah must reside in the Holy of Holies. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He, has but the 4 cubits of halacha alone. V'lachein lo haya rashei shum adam liyachanes sham levad kayin gadol b'yom haKippurim u'mishacharav beis hamikdash ein lo lahakadosh baruch hu ba'alomo ela de amos shel halacha bilvad. Torah is the shrine of the Holy of Holies that connects God with the world, so that HaKadosh the illumination of the Shechinah, which is Kadosh, in example, separated and apart from the world, should become Baruch, from the Hebrew word root meaning to draw down, drawn down into the world. And even if one Jew sits and engages in Torah study, the Shechinah is with him. As is stated in the first chapter of Brachos, the phrase, the Shechinah is with him, means that although he is a being of this material world, the Shechinah is nevertheless with him. The level of Shechinah that is with him is in order of the gradual descent, an investment of Malchus of atzilus in Malchus of Bria and Yetzirah and Assiyah. Ve'afilu echad sheyoshev ve'oisek b'Torah Shechinah imo kid'isa bivrachos perek kama peru Shechinah imo. Kederech hishtalshelus v'hislabshus Malchus de atzilus b'Malchus de Bria v'Yetzirah v'Assiyah. It is thus inferior, even in the indwelling of the Shechinah in the second temple. An indwelling that did not require the investment in Malchus of assiyah. It differs from the drawing down of the Shechinah in the world in general, in which case the identical progressive descent occurs, in that the Shechinah which resides in the world passes through the additional garment of klipot noga, while Torah and mitzvahs do not. The reason that it must go through Malchus of assiyah is that the overwhelming majority of the mitzvahs of the Torah involve physical action. The Shechinah therefore descends into the level of action, assiyah, as shall now be explained. Ki tariag mitzvahs ha-Torah ruban kolulan hein mitzvahs ma'asios v'gam ha-taluyos b'dibor u'machshava k'moi salmud Torah u'birchas ha-mazon u'kriyas shema u'spila. For the 613 commandments of the Torah are by and large precepts which involved action, including even those mitzvahs which are fulfilled by word and thought, such as Torah study, the blessing after meals, the recital of Shema, and prayer. This is so even through these mitzvahs, even though these mitzvahs involve thought, seeking to grasp the concepts in one's studies and to experience the kavanah of the Shema and prayer, and as such they are not bound up with action. For it has been ruled that meditation is not the validity of speech, and one does not fulfill one's obligation by meditation in a manner of hirhur and kavanah alone. Even when his manner of meditation is close to speech, as is the case when one thinks about the way in which he will utter certain words, which is called hirhur, until he gives it utterance with his lips. Moreover, it has been ruled that the motion of the lips while one is speaking is considered an action, in which case all these mitzvahs involve a form of action. Ha-kima lan de hirhur la'u kadibur damei va'eno yotze yadei chovaso v'hirhur v'kavana levad ad sheyotzi bispasav. Moreover, it has been ruled that the motion of the lips while one is speaking is considered an action, in which case all these mitzvahs involve a form of action. V'kaima lan da kimas sefasav have maseh. The Rebbe explains that the Alter Rebbe will now anticipate the following question. It still remains to be understood why specifically the 4 cubits of halakha take the place of the Holy of Holies. Why should this be not so when a Jew studies a subject in Torah which is not halakha, for there too the Shechinah is within him? The Rebbe explains that the Rebbe will now anticipate the following question. It still remains to be understood why specifically the 4 cubits of halakha take the place of Holy of Holies. Why should this be not so when a Jew studies a subject in Torah which is not halakha, for there too the Shechinah is within him? And the 613 commandments of the Torah, together with the 7 commandments of our rabbis, combined to total the numerical equivalent of Kesser, crown, which is the supernal will, which is clothed in his wisdom. V'sariag mitzvahs Torah, im shava mitzvahs derabanan, gematria Kesser, shehu ratzain elyon baruchu, hamlubash b'chachmasa yisbarech. Thus, in addition to the fact that Torah is God's wisdom, which in its descent in the downward progression of the worlds becomes the shrine of the Holy of Holies for the Shechinah, there is the additional quality of its being the supernal will, which is even loftier than wisdom. This is uniquely found in the halacha and the mitzvahs, as they are expressions of the supernal will, and they, God's will and wisdom, are united with the light of the Ein Sof in perfect union. Hamavashas b'chachmasav yizbarich, ham yehudais ba'or Ein Sof, baruch hu, v'sachlis hayichud. Further to an earlier statement, the Torah derives from supernal wisdom, the Alter Rebbe will now say that the oral Torah, the oral law, also emanates from that source. V'hayu b'chochmas yasod eretz hi Torah shabal peh, denafka mechachma ilah, kamo shekasu b'zayhar di'aba yasod barata. God founded the earth with wisdom. This refers to the oral law that is derived from supernal wisdom. As it is written in the Zohar, the father, Chachma, begat the daughter. In example, Malchus, the oral law, as it is written, Malchut, the mouth, which we call the oral law. Take away in the second temple the tablets of the testimony, Luchos, were not present. But the Holy of Holies nevertheless represented that dwelling place for God's energy in a more condensed manner. Now that there is no temple and no Holy of Holies, the sages teach that God is found in your verbal Torah study. Wow.